always constantly changing.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Rocking out with the one and only Philly Dom. Yeah, you know I'm in Vietnam. I'm in Vietnam. Maxing and relaxing and doing my thing. Got a lot to talk about on my end, but today ain't about Philly Dom exactly. We got my brother here, Master Wayne. Some guys might know who he is. Some ladies might know who he is. Some people might not know who he is. I'll let him explain himself. You know, he's the one that helped me with putting these books together that I have on Amazon right now that are selling for me. So he's gonna talk about that. You know, people want to, how can I publish a book on Amazon and all that? And what do I have to do? This is the guy that can help you with that. So
Yes, sir.
without any further ado, we give the mic to Master Wayne.
All right.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And let me share my screen.
I think I got to do it on my end. I see it.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Boom. There we go.
So, welcome. If this is your first time meeting me, I'm Master Wayne, and I have been in the world for the past 11 years, living my best life, and it was all made possible by Amazon. For the last 25 years, I lived in Atlanta, and what I noticed early on is within a 10-mile radius of where I was living, Amazon was building a lot of fulfillment centers. So long story short, I started the Amazon FBA business, and next thing you know, I was a self-made millionaire. And of course, I got my passport, started traveling the world. Over the last 3 or 4 years with the onset of TikTok, things have actually changed, and of course, tariffs. So I no longer focus on Amazon FBA. I focus on something that's much bigger than Amazon FBA, and it's how Philly Dom has become a published author. So now I put together a complete system that teaches anyone how to not only how to publish books, but how to market those books and make sales. And it's not the type of books that you're thinking, where you got to just write one long book and hope that it sells and cross your fingers and pray. This is not that. This is much different. So let me go ahead and just walk you through a short presentation and answer all your questions and show you how everything works. So if you don't know, by 2030, the current jobs in the United States will be pretty much wiped out. Worldwide, we're looking at 300 million jobs wiped out by artificial intelligence. And this year alone, 2025, AI has already wiped out 20 million jobs. And in 2026, it's going to wipe out 25 million jobs. And these are just the early estimates. And so, we could either sit around and do nothing, or we can get prepared for that. And so that's what I've been doing. I'm always thinking ahead of the curve and how can I prepare myself for what's coming. So through my Amazon FBA business, I have developed a skill set of being able to reverse analyze anyone's business on the internet. And so this is a book that I found. This is called Emotional Intelligence. I didn't write it, but it's a #1 bestseller available on Amazon. And it was published on April the 6th, 2024. And as you can see from this screenshot, it's making $32,000 per month. All right. And so this right here impressed me, and I wanted to know more. So what I did is I went in and I reverse analyzed the whole book, and I'm going to show you how they're making $32,000 a month and how you can duplicate the same exact process that they're using. So I put together a system called a publisher's dream. And so the first thing I do is teach you not only how to write books, but how to write a series of books, because of course there's always powers in numbers. So writing a series of books is better than writing one book. And it's not as difficult as you might imagine in your mind, because I teach you and show you a system on how to automatically write a book per day. Sounds impossible, but that's what I've been working on for the past year and a half, making the impossible possible. All right. So when you publish a book, if you don't know, your book ends up being distributed into four formats: the ebook, the audio book, the paperback, and the hardcover. And of course, you can also publish to Amazon. You can publish to Apple Books. You can publish to Google Books. You can publish on TikTok. And you could also get international distribution through another company like Ingram Spark. And you can also start your own monthly book club. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to get your traffic and automate your social media. And then most people, they don't know anything about marketing or running ads, but I'm going to show you how to reverse analyze other people's ads. So not only will you be able to see what keywords they're using to advertise on, but how much money they're spending for each keyword and how much traffic those keywords brings into their business. So again, I don't leave anything to chance. This is what I do. This is all I do. And I've gotten very good at it over the years. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do, once your books become popular and start making money, I'm going to show you how to list your books for sale on a website and auction them off and get paid for a lump sum. So let's say you have 10 books. If you want to just auction off one book, then you can get a nice lump sum payment just from that one book. And we'll discuss that a little bit later. Number 8, the great thing about publishing books, you receive lifetime royalties. So if you're not aware of Philly Dom being in Alaska, while he was there, his books was earning him money. So this is the same exact system that I've put together, but I've just polished it up and made it a whole lot better. When I taught Philly Dom how to publish his first books, we were actually in Brazil in 2023. And now here we are 2 years later, 2025, and I've had a year and a half to work on this system and perfect it. And number 10, I'm going to teach you how to automate your publishing empire. So you'll hire 2 virtual assistants, and your books and your automation and your publishing will be pumped out for you while you go about your daily life or grab your passport and start traveling and living your best life. So here are some of the pros and cons from FBA to publishing and why I switched over. So with FBA, you need upfront capital to purchase inventory before you sell anything. So that's a lot of cash flow pressure. You also have to pay for storage and fulfillment fees, inventory risk, competition and hijackers, policy suspensions, and ongoing maintenance. And so if you don't have at least $10,000, Amazon FBA is not a good business method for you to start because it's going to drain your pockets. And as you make money, you got to put that money back into your business as you build it up. So with KDP, there's a low startup cost, 0 inventory, and you can start with just a single book. It's also a passive income model. So you'll be assigned what's called an ISBN number. And the ISBN number will give you lifetime royalties to your books. So it's almost like being an artist in the music business. If you own your masters, you'll get paid for the rest of your life off the music and publishing and producing of your music. Number 3, when you publish books, it gives you global reach. Your books will be in libraries, in universities, in Barnes and Nobles, in Borders. They'll be everywhere, all over the planet. Next is print on demand. This is not like a physical product. When someone purchases a book from you, they can download it straight to their tablet, to their Samsung or their iPhone, or they can buy it directly from Amazon. Amazon will print it and then ship it to your customers. So you won't have to worry about refunds or the product got broke while it was being shipped to the customer. You won't have to worry about any of that. And then, of course, it gives you intellectual property ownership over all your books, both your ebooks, your paperback, your hardcover, and your audio books. And your profit margins are high. Once you get started, I'm going to show you how to outsource your print of your books and start getting 100% of your royalties. And last but not least, it's evergreen. You'll be earning off your books for years. And if something were to happen to you, then you'll be able to pass down your books to your heirs or your beneficiaries. So right now in the world, these are the biggest social media platforms. Facebook is number 1, YouTube is number 2, Instagram is number 3, and as you can see, TikTok is now sitting at number 4. And sometime this year in 2026, or coming up in this year, TikTok is going to overtake Instagram as the number 3 social media platform on the planet. And I'm going to show you how that ties in to your publishing in a moment momentarily. All right. So again, I'm Master Wayne, and I was a personal Amazon FBA mentorship and coach. And I've been doing this now for 11 years, and this is where my expertise lie. I started off with a simple pair of nail clippers, and when I woke up 90 days later, after getting those nail clippers on Amazon, I was making about $18,000 per month. So this is how I got my start. And I know most people were like, well, how did you decide to start producing nail clippers, and they asked, well, what did you know about nail clippers? And I knew absolutely nothing about nail clippers at the time. But what I did was go to Amazon at the time, and this was 2014. And I looked up the reviews on all the competitors, and I created a spreadsheet on what customers loved about the best-selling nail clippers at the time and what they also hated. And after I had compiled that complete spreadsheet, I kind of knew how to make the perfect pair of nail clippers from that information. And then I got greedy. After my nail clippers, I went ahead and dove back in. And this right here was my second product, a pair of oven gloves that I named the Pan Piper's Oven Gloves. And before they even got to Amazon and started selling, I received an email from an investor, and they bought the entire brand from me before I even made a single solitary sale. So this is how I got my start in e-commerce in the business. And I help other people still to this day manage other products. And this is another one of the products that I'm working on right now called A+ Smoothies. Started it in Canada, and now I'm preparing to take it international. So after doing this for now 11 years and being in the e-commerce business well before a lot of gurus even got started online, it gave me a lot of experience. And I have a military background, so I do things with military precision. And so, I like to say now I have the ability to see what's coming around the corner. And that's how you always stay ahead of the curve, whether or not it's with the stock market, whether it's with currency exchange, or whether or not it's with business. So I've put together a complete course called A Publisher's Dream that not only teaches you how to write your books, but also how to promote your books. And you'll be able to write your books en masse doing a book a day. And I'm going to break down that entire system for you so you'll be able to see it. So before we really get into it, life has taught me that there are only 4 types of people on this planet. The first type of person has no job. Therefore, they have a whole bunch of time, but no resources to travel and very little money. The second type of individual is the person who's working the 9 to 5. They have limited time because they're always working, limited resources to travel, but they are bringing in money. Next is the self-employed individual. They have limited time because they probably spend 10, 12 hours a day working on their business, but they do have the resources to travel and they have the money to travel. But again, back to the original problem, they're just short on time. And fourth is the business owner. So these are your billionaires, these are your multimillionaires. This is where I currently am. When you get to the business owner stage, you'll have time, resources to travel, and money. And so this is where I'm going to help you go from wherever you are on this list to being a business owner, because publishing can actually take you there. And it's very easy to do when you have a complete system. All right. So I met Philly Dom while I was in the DR. And this right here is a little short video. I had a video come and film the villa where I was in that.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Welcome to my crib.
Watch the
Come on
video.
in, let me give you a tour.
Continue.
Thank you for visiting. I hope you enjoyed your stay. And if you're ever in town again, make sure you come back and visit again.
Okay, transfer that over to YouTube. All right. Okay, so now I'm just going to take you through a couple of images of what I've been doing with my life and how this is all I do full time. And so I'm not another guru sitting on his computer trying to sell you a course that's not going to help you, or just hiding behind my computer screen. As you can see, I've just been traveling the world now for 10 years straight. And this is all I do full time. And when you get to this level, you have to be good at what you do. And as you can see, I'm very adventurous. So, you know, I love skydiving, climbing mountains. This is in Medellin, Colombia. I'm always working out in the gym. I'm now 52 years old, but you wouldn't know it because I'm always in the gym. This right here is in Thailand and in Brazil. This little scooter, when you get to Rio, you'll see that they ride these along the beachfront. And so when I arrived in Rio, you know, I thought that was, you know, a cool way to just get around and see the whole city. So Philly Dom and I flew from Rio to Salvador Bahia, and I found a dealership that sold these. It was $3,000. So I quickly purchased one, and I would ride it around all day, every day. And this right here is in Cartagena, Colombia. They had the Totumo volcano where you cover yourself in mud, and a little penthouse. I'm smoking up Cohiba, zip lining and rock climbing. This right here is just some of the other places I've traveled to. So I've been to Senegal, Africa, Morocco, Tanzania, and Kenya. This is why I was in the Dominican Republic. I had a girlfriend there that was with me for 18 months. And I bought her a motorcycle, bought myself a motorcycle, and it was a good time. We had some time there. All right. And Philly, if you got any questions coming in, just let me know.
All right, I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know.
Okay. And this right here is in Medellin, Colombia for Halloween. And this right here is on a cruise. And this is my lifestyle back in the ATL. So as soon as I started making some money, I bought myself a few toys. So I actually have 3 cars. I have 2 Lincoln MKZs. To me, they were the best cars on the planet at the time. They came out in 2013. And then I bought myself a BMW X8. And so you can see the Lincoln MKZs are identical. One is white, one is black. And then I added the BMW X8 later on. And then my niece got married in Las Vegas in 2023. So I was in Las Vegas for 10 days. I took a helicopter ride to the Grand Canyon, and I also rented out this Corvette for the week and drove it all around and lost my mind. And whenever I was home in the ATL and I wasn't traveling, I had season tickets to all the sport franchises in the ATL. So the Braves game, Atlanta United, the Falcons, and the Hawks. I was everywhere. And just more having a great time. So Brazil and Costa Rica, zip lining and horseback riding and four-wheeling and riding segways. You know, if there's fun to be had in the world, I'm going to find a way to do it. And this is in Brazil, just out on a little dinner date and riding that little Segway around. And here I am in Thailand and in Africa, in Kenya, just trying to stay out of trouble and live my best life. And here I am. This is in the Dominican Republic on the left, and this is also in Kenya on the right. So as you can see, I make friends very easily. I've also been to Ethiopia, so that's why I am here on the left with a beautiful Ethiopian lady. And here's Carolina in Brazil on the right. And here I am, of course, in Thailand, and more pictures of Brazil. And, if I was watching a presentation, I'd be like, okay, that's all good, Master Wayne, but what about your bank account? What about your money? How successful are you? Let me gauge how successful I'm going to be by how successful you've been. So what a lot of gurus don't show is they don't show you their bank account. So I'm fully transparent, and that's what you see on the screen here. You actually see my bank account, so you can see not only did I put together a complete system for teaching people how to succeed, but you can see that in my bank account, it was looking very nice. So 1.3 million in my checking account and 6 figures in my savings account. And so no hype, no fluff, just all transparency. And here was a screenshot of my FBA account. And you can see $26,000 as my total balance. The sales for that day were already up to $4,000. Had 16 orders that came in, and I was selling in 9 marketplaces around the world. So, and here you can see bank deposits straight into my Navy Federal account. And you can see, how much the deposit were. And you can also see how much withdrawals I made for that particular month. So you can see the money going in and me spending it and saving what I didn't spend. So I don't save money the traditional way. I save money by just making more money every single month than I spend. All right. And now when I get to the end, I'm going to show you how many books I actually have in publication and how much money I'm making off my books. And, I've even mentored over 115 people and through the Amazon FBA business. And now I'm going to do the same thing with publishing. And everyone I mentored was off to a great start and, was making, some great money. And as I flip through this, you can see just multiple clients were able to build up and start making, and changing their lives. And this was one of my first clients that helped publish a book, but she pretty much did it all on her own. And, some of my clients have also become some of my best friends, and now they're sort of like family. All right. And now let's get into, some of the more meat and potatoes of everything. So this right here was in July. I'm still in Thailand, but I'll be leaving next month. And this was Eldon Richards. And, he's been doing Amazon now for 2 years, and he's now successful doing his thing, traveling the world. So when he came to Thailand in July, he made sure that he called me so we could meet up for some coffee and just catch up. And I remember asking him, so he and his wife were able to quit their job, and now they travel full time like I do. And I remember asking him, what his family thought about, him and his wife quitting their job. And, he was like, well, they knew, that they started the Amazon business, but they just stopped asking questions. And as their business became more successful, they just minded their business and started traveling. So, that right there is the measure of success. Sometimes you can reach back and help your family, but sometimes, you just, you want to just move on. All right. So the course that I put together is called A Publisher's Dream. And, starting with this book, it's all about reverse analyzing what is already working, so you won't have to create something from scratch. So as you can see, when you publish a book, you'll get paid 4 different ways. So for this particular book, the ebook is making $1,704 per month. The audio book is making $8,000 per month. The hardcover is making $1,000 a month. And then the paperback version is making $20,000 a month. And now I'm going to show you how they're actually doing that. So this is their TikTok page. So TikTok is the game changer. Now you can publish your books to TikTok, just like you see all those products available for sale on TikTok. And I'm going to show you how to use software to look up these other publishers and see what affiliate creators they're using on TikTok. So the way TikTok works is when you publish a book on TikTok, you'll be able to send out invitations to other TikTokers. And those TikTokers are called affiliate creators. And those affiliate creators will either accept your invitation or deny it. But if they accept it, they'll actually start promoting your book or your product to their followers. And some of those creators have, a large following, and they'll start create, all the promotional material that you'll need for your books. And your TikTok will start to make sales, and that'll also bounce over to your Amazon publishing. And then you'll also start making money on Amazon. And I'll show you how to put that complete system together. Here's another example. This is a book called Spanish in 60 Days. And it's making $64,000 a month. The ebook version is making just a little under $3,000. The audio book is making $5,700. The hardcover is making $2,500. And then the paperback is making $53,000 a month. Now, for most people, this is more money than they can ever imagine making in a lifetime, but I make it super simple for you to learn how to do this. This is not magic. It's not hard work. It's just knowing how to follow the system. All right. So here's their second book. The second book is called Spanish for Real. And as you can see, it's making $14,000 a month. So the ebook is making $700. The hardcover is making $800, and the paperback version is making $13,000. And same exact formula. Once they put their books on TikTok, they send out invitations to other TikTokers or affiliate creators to promote their books, and they pay them a commission. So let's say your book is on sale for $24.99, and you're paying a 15% commission. That means after each sale is made, you'll be paying about $4 or $5 in commission to those affiliate creators. And so this is the game changer for publishing books. All right. And here's another one. This one is how to invest $50 into $5,000. And it's currently pulling in $63,000 a month. And as you probably have guessed by now, the same exact system. So this is how I discovered this, by being able to reverse analyze all of these sellers and figure out what they were doing and how they were doing it. So again, I'll teach you how to do the same thing. Now, this right here is my particular book series that I created. It's called Create and Elevate with Artificial Intelligence. And every books is a different, tackles a different subject matter. So this right here is called the Creative Millionaires. This right here is Airbnb owners. This right here is for expected mothers. This right here is if you want to become a TikTok millionaire. And of course, the Architect series. And let me see if I can show you my master list. Okay. I can't show you the master list because that screen isn't being shared right now. But I have 100 books currently being written, and all on different subjects. So your system is going to be exactly the same. I'm not going to show you how to write just one book. You're going to have a series of 100 book titles that's going to be centered in on one niche. And that's how you're going to dominate an entire niche. So that's one of the first things I'm going to teach you, is complete publishing domination. So here are two of my books, just a screenshot from my Amazon KDP account. And now this right here is a screenshot of the 3 books that I have available for sale on TikTok. And you can see each book is priced at $24.99. And here is a screenshot of my sales from November the 11th through November the 17th. So last month, and you can see total sales, $3,299.66. I got 13,000 visitors to my books. And of course, the average payout after I paid the affiliate commission was $21.02. And so if you're doing the math in your head, this right here already adds up to over $13,000 a month. And I only have 6 books published. So again, as you can see, this is no hype, no fluff. This is just another system that I've put together. And, you know, when you learn how to dot your I's, cross your T's, you'll learn how to start crushing it. And I've also mentored 17 other people on publishing their very first book. And so this is Adrian from Atlanta, and her book is called Mind Over Misery. You may have seen her on social media promoting it. Her book is blowing up right now. And this is one of my clients out of the United Kingdom, is Mike McClellan. And this is one of his children's books. And of course, this is another one of my clients, Sean Kendrick. His book is called From Chaos to Calm, Breaking the Cycle of Overthinking. And 7 Steps to Starting a Business by Soba Kamar. And the Teleportation Tree by Mike McClellan again. And of course, your boy, my brother from another mother, Philly Dom, has 4 books in publication. So, you know, while he was in Alaska, his books were still crushing it for him. And, you know, he didn't even have the opportunity to learn the entire system. So, you know, the system that you're seeing today, he hasn't even seen himself. So this is his first time seeing me lay out this entire system, because I kept it kind of secretive. And now I'm going to double back and teach him how to explode his sales and move his books over to TikTok and Apple Books and Google, and ramp up his sales into the tens of thousands of dollars per month. And if this hasn't really jolted you as of yet, every book that you write will yield you a huge return on investment, because this is the new digital real estate. The old days of doing real estate, you would have to go out, find a dilapidated home that was foreclosed, buy it from the bank, fix it up, stage it, repair, make all the repairs, and it would take months. It was a huge headache. And then you had to list it for sale and hope that it sold. With books, you don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is follow my system for publishing books. And then as the money comes in, you can automatically spend it. You don't have to reinvest it. So that's one of the key differences between publishing the old way and now publishing the new way. And this is a meme that I found on the internet that I love. And the little figure on the left is where did you find that? I've been searching for it everywhere. And the figure on the right is holding a jar of happiness. And the figure on the right says, I created it myself. And that's all you have to do. You have to get up off your ass, and you gotta, take action and just put in the work. And everything happens from that. Now, when I was mentoring clients for my Amazon FBA business, it was expensive. It was $2,500, a one-time investment just to get started with plan A. And then it was a one-time investment of $7,500 if you want to keep 100% of your profits. But my publishing system is simply $249 per month. But because this is the Christmas holiday season, I'm making it available for only $99 a month. So Philly Dom is going to post a link in the chat. And if you want to get signed up, that link will be active for the next 72 hours. And then it's going to revert back to the $249 a month price. And then at the end of the year, it's going to be going up even more. So if you want to get on to publishing your books and learn from the Master Wayne, then this is a breakdown of everything you'll get. So of course, the price is again just $99. That's a discount for the holidays. I know it's Christmas time, and a lot of times we're buying presents and all that good stuff. So this right here is just my way of giving back. And for those of you who are lucky to be on this Zoom or to catch it at the right time, then this is a huge opportunity for you to get on with someone who's been doing this for over 11 years and start to change your life by snatching up the Publisher's Dream system. So one, I teach you what type of books you should write. So there's no guessing in it. Not only do I teach you what type of books you should write, I also teach you how to publish a book every single day and how to automate this process so you're not doing it manually. So obviously, if I'm showing you how to write a book a day, then it's a complete system. And it only takes about 30 minutes, and that's it. You'll be done, and you'll be able to market your book. So I'm going to give you in a complete marketing system. So not only will you be able to write a book every single day very, very quickly, but you're also going to get access to sales pages that will sell and promote your book for you, all the marketing material you'll need to promote your books on your social media. So every time you publish a new book, you'll have all the social media material baked in, pictures, graph, charts, and text that you can immediately post on social media and let people know that you have a new book available. The only thing is people will get tired of you, but like, man, how are you putting out a new book every day or every couple of days? They're going to know, they're going to want to know how you're doing this. And 3, how to list your books for sale internationally. So your books will be for sale everywhere. Number 4, I'm going to show you how not to depend on Amazon, Apple, and Google. Those are the largest publishing platforms on the planet, but you don't want to rely on them for the sanctity and profit of your business. So number 5, I'm going to teach you how to build a huge book community. So within your first 100 days, if you follow the system, you should have 100 books, right? And then I'm going to show you how to take all 100 books and place them into a subscription or a membership site. And then you'll be able to offer your members access to all 100 of your books for a monthly price of whatever you set. And I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like momentarily. Number 6, how to keep and profit from 100% of your royalties. And then number 7, how, when, and where, and if to sell one of your books or all of your books for upfront massive amounts of cash. And number 8, how to get hundreds of creators to promote your books for free, so they don't get paid until they make a sale on one of your books. So this has never been done before, and this is what allows this system to be so effective and explode your sales. And number 9, how to automate your book marketing to all your social media accounts. And then last but not least, just how to automate your entire publishing empire. And when you create your book club, this is what it's going to look like. So as you can see, this right here is a community for women, and their books is Trading for Women. They're 3,800 members, and they only charge $35 per month. And they're making over $133,000 a month by providing this value to their community. And here we have business and grant community, 3,800 members, $37 per month, and that results into $140,000 per month. Now, if you're thinking to yourself right now, okay, Master Wayne, this sounds like a good idea. All you have to do now is just think, okay, if I had 100 books, I could absolutely have a huge community of people who will pay me monthly just to get access to all 100 of my books. And I didn't mention this, but not only am I going to show you how to write books en masse, I'm going to show you how to write the best books on the planet. When I show you this, how to write the best books on the planet, if you don't agree, I'll give you a full money back guarantee. So that is my first guarantee. How to write the absolute best books on the planet. And so this is something that wasn't even available to my earlier students like Philly Dom and Adrian and Sean Kendrick, but this would be available for you. How to write the absolute best books available on the planet, hands down. If you don't agree, I'll give you your money back and you can go do something else. And so as you can see down here, the 800 Credit Score Academy, 2,200 members, $8 per month, and that's $17,000 per month. So imagine you having 100 books over the next 90 to 120 days, and you only charge $8 a month for your customers to get access to all 100 of your books. That's $17,000 per month. Now, I've been traveling the world for 10 years, and trust me, $17,000 a month traveling to some of these other countries around the world that are outside of the United States, you will live like a king or a queen. You'll be able to live in penthouses or villas with your own pool in a gated community, and you'll be able to fly first class, and you'll be able to live your best life and crush it. And last but not least, we have Snipe University. Now they charge $97 a month, and they only have 641 members, but that ends up resulting in $62,000 per month. So again, this wipes out all of your debt, all of your financial problems, and all you have to do is learn how to live within your means, because $17,000 a month or $62,000 a month is a lot of money. But if you live beyond your means, trust me, you can and will spend all of that and be struggling. So, the first thing you're going to have to do when you get started making money is make sure that that you have financial literacy. And so, just to recap, here is my book series by itself. And one book earns you money 4 different ways, right? So you have your ebook, your paperback version, your hardcover, and your audio book. And once you actually get all your books published, I'm going to show you how to then make money on your books 3 more different ways. So check this out. After you get your books published, I'm going to show you how to take the audio file of your book and move that over to YouTube. And so you're going to see this from Philly Dom within the next week or so, because I'm going to actually teach him how to do this. So Philly, if you're listening, I'm going to show you how to start designing your audio books. Right, so all your books will be in audio form, and then you're going to move your books over to a brand new YouTube channel called Philly Dom's Audio Books. And your audio books will usually be about 1 hour and 30 minutes in length. And so for people who are working or jogging or driving or just doing something where they don't have a time to physically hold your book and read it, they'll be able to listen to your book in audio with their iPhone earbuds or whatever they're called. And you'll also get paid off of your regular YouTube channel, but now you'll also be getting paid off of your YouTube audiobook channel, because you'll get long form content with people coming over to your YouTube channel, listening for 1 hour and 30 minutes to your audiobooks. And then I'm going to show you how to take those same audio files, slice it up into YouTube shorts with software that does it for you automatically. And then you'll be getting paid off of YouTube shorts and YouTube long form content, making you money on top of money. And last but not least, I'm also going to show you how to take that same audio file and start a podcast channel. So your books will be available with the audio on YouTube long form and YouTube shorts, and also YouTube podcasts. And then last but not least, you'll translate your book over to the 13 most spoken languages on the planet. And that sums it up. So I'm Master
Somebody got
Wayne.
a question for you.
Okay, go ahead and give me all the questions.
You see it? It's at the bottom.
Yes, sir. So one, can I keep my audiobook rights? Yes, sir. So not only will you have access and rights and trademark and copyright to all of your books, whether it be ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook. When you purchase what's called the International Standard Book Number, it's going to give you your trademark and your copyright and your royalties to all of your books for 75 years. So you'll be asleep and you'll be traveling and your books will just be bringing in that money for the next 75 years. And at which point they lose their trademark, but you'll be constantly publishing more and more books. So you're not going to just stop at your first book series. You're going to create more and more series as you get better and as you go along. And the next question is, what will my royalty rates be for the various editions? And the answer is actually in that question. So your royalty rate differs based on what version of your book is being published, because each version of your book has a different price. So the most expensive version is your hardcover, but your hardcover oftentimes will be your least bestseller. So your 2 best-selling mediums will be paperback and also your audio book. Now, you'll get paid off the ebook also, but your ebook will be the least expensive model. However, there's a caveat, because when people download your ebook, you get paid off for readership. So believe it or not, Amazon has a program where when people download your ebook to their Kindle or to their iPhone and start reading it, you'll get paid off of readership based on how many pages they read. So if you put out 100 book series, obviously you're going to have thousands upon tens of thousands of people reading your book, and you'll get paid off of just page readership by itself. All right, so Big Gucci says that sucks. It expires after 75 years because they still making money. So Big Gucci, yeah, that does suck, but actually it doesn't if you actually know the details. So there's also another way that you can publish books, and it's called public domain, which means you could actually take books that are already successful where the copyright has expired and it's older than 75 years, like The Great Gatsby, uh, Frankenstein, and Mark Twain, and all these other old school books that's been around before you and I were born. And you could take those books and republish them exactly as they are, and just update the images in the book, add annotations, or add summaries to every chapter. And that creates a brand new book that you can then publish to Amazon, and people will come and purchase those books to reread them and see what changes you've made. So even though, your copyright expires after 75 years, if you want to get into public domain and publish nothing but public domain books, they can do very well. And I actually know people who just do public domain by republishing books that have lost their copyright, and they're making $10,000-$20,000 a month just off of those type of books alone. So I'm going to show you, if you want to get into that, I can definitely show you how to do that, and how to even pull up a master list of all the available books that meet that public domain. The next question is, what examples of previous books like this have you published, and how many copies did you sell? So I've never published a public domain book. I wanted to just get started with my own book series. And so my book series is called Create and Elevate with AI. And right now my books are bringing me in over $3,000 every week. So when you add that up, it's like $3,200 and some change. It fluctuates, but right now, monthly, my 6 books that I have in publication are bringing me in over $13,000 per month. I showed a screenshot a little bit earlier. So 13,000 people were directed to my books, and that ends up resulting in about $3,000 every single week. So I'm going to teach you the same system. Actually, let me see if I can show you my master list. So I'm going to stop sharing this particular screen, and I'm going to share my master list screen and show you what I'm going to help you design. So you won't have to try to figure out, let me see where. Okay, here it is right here. All right, so what you're looking at is my master list. So this is the master list that I'm going to show you how to create. So yours will look just like this. So this is right here is the Create and Elevate book ideas grouped together by TikTok mega niches. So my first 10 books will be under the creators and influencers. So you can see the titles of each book, all right? And then when you get down to 11 through 20, you can see it's all about side hustles and passive income, right? And you can see the title of every book. And then when you get down through 21 through 30, it's called freelancers and solopreneurs. So that's about copywriting, Fiverr domination, Canva business mastery, Upwork authority. And then when you get down to 30 through 40, you can see self-improvement and mindset. So each book is about discipline over motivation, men's self-mastery, healing the inner child, mental rewiring your brain for greatness. And then when you get through 40 through 50, it's relationships and family. And so love, sex, and psychology, expected mothers, which you already saw that I've already published, marriage and AI-based counseling, co-parenting and tech toolkit, single parent wealth blueprint. And then you get down to 50 through 60, and I have the digital nomads and location freedom. So you got the Thailand digital hustle, Panama remote living, living off grid, geo arbitrage, location independent teacher's guide. All right. And then when we get down through books 60 through 70, I have book publishing and authority. So how to create your KDP bestseller, public domain profits, ghostwriter's business system, children's book empire. So my books actually show you how to do just about everything involving using artificial intelligence. So 70 through 80 is hack health, biohacking, and wellness, right? So you got longevity, lifestyle, digital detox, fitness coach, mental health, hormone resetting. And then books 80 through 90 is business, finance, and wealth, right? So Amazon FBA Mastermind Series, small business systems, investing, AI-powered wealth building, and luxury client systems. And then last but not least, when you get down to my last 10-book series, is spirituality and hidden knowledge. So sacred geometry, numerology, the Rohan Codex activation, the third eye awakening, ancient texts, and divine feminine automation. So I'm going to show you how to set the same thing up. And within the next 90 days, you'll have 100 books. And it's almost like cloning yourself. You know, your books will be a clone of you. And while you sleep, they'll be out making you money 24 hours a day. Right? You'll literally get sales every hour on the hour all day long. And so this is a system that I've put together. No hype, no fluff, no playing around. I've been doing this for a long time. And this is your opportunity to jump in and get started on one of the best systems put together for changing your life financially and making money. All right. Another question is, what will my royalty rates be for the various editions? I think I answered that question already. So your royalty rates will differ just based on the actual format of your book and how much you price your books for. So, you're able to price your books at whatever you want, but you want to make sure that you price them competitively. All right. And are there any more questions, Philly?
Let me check. There was somebody sent it from I don't know why they just put them in there. They sent it from Amazon, not Amazon, from
YouTube,
IG, Instagram.
Okay.
No, I think that's all they. Let me see.
Okay. Yeah, I know I probably answered most of the questions with just the presentation by itself, but sometimes people do have other questions. So I try to answer all your questions. And again, I'm a very transparent individual. So when you sign up for one of my courses, you also can hit me up on WhatsApp, and you can call me. I gotta give you
WhatsApp.
Yeah, so Philly Dom is going to give you my WhatsApp phone number or my social media handles, and you can call me directly. And if you have a problem or you need some support, you can call me directly, and I'll help you step by step through the whole process. So, I try to make sure that all my clients succeed by just being transparent and making sure that I'm there to help them 100%. Yeah. So, the landscape is changing fast. If by mid 2026, if you haven't started creating a business online and artificial intelligence comes for your job, it's going to be too late at that point. Matter of fact, AI is projected to wipe out 300 million jobs worldwide by 2030. And so there's only 350 million people in the United States, period, as a total population. So that's like every single person in the United States losing their employment or their job over the next 5 years. And those are the early projections. And then, even if you don't lose your job by 2030, 60%, another 60% of all the jobs that are still available that AI haven't replaced, your pay will be drastically reduced because AI will minimize your workload. So, when you are able to see what's coming around the corner, the only thing you could do is just try to get prepared for it, because AI is really changing everything, and it's doing so very, very quickly.
What type of jobs you think they can replace?
So, if you're right now, if you just graduated from college, you're already in a bind, because Microsoft was set to build a huge campus in Atlanta, Georgia. 15,000 jobs were going to be created by this Microsoft campus. And now with AI, that entire campus is on hold. And so if you're just graduated college and you're going into the workforce, most of the jobs that you spent the last 4 years training for and getting an education on in college don't even exist anymore. So AI is coming for marketing. If you have a computer job and you're coding, that's gone. If you were a graphic designer, that's gone. If you were an accountant, that's gone. Also, if you spent all that money to go to law school, that's gone. Because now
Wow.
AI, you can use ChatGPT to write you up a legal letter, just explain the situation, and not only can it write you up a legal brief or a legal letter, but it will also include the actual sections of the law that pertain to whatever legal issue that you have. So it'll cite the court cases and the documentation and even the verdicts. So, I mean, it's wiping out just about everything.
Wow.
Yeah, and at the speed at which it's doing so, human beings can't even keep up. We're not even ready for what's coming.
Oh
But
wow.
so many people are going to be caught with their pants down and blindsided, because over the next couple of years, man, this is going to happen so fast. It's going to feel like it happened in the blink of an eye. So, it's here. This is the reality, and there's nothing that we can do to change it.
Wow.
Yeah. The only thing we can
Unbelievable.
do is get ahead of it. And here's what's going to happen: as millions of people lose their jobs almost overnight, then what's going to end up happening is, in mass, they're going to start searching for a replacement, because they're going to have to replace their incomes. And the first thing they're going to do is start looking for information. And that's where
Okay.
you come in, because you're going to be able to provide that information in the form of a quality book. So you'll have your ebooks, you'll have your paperback books, you'll have your audio books, and you'll have your hardcover books.
Mhm.
You'll have
Oh wow.
YouTube channels with your audio books on it. You'll have podcasts, and you'll have a book community. You'll have information everywhere. So that is the next paradigm for creating wealth. It's digital information. That is the next money making bubble. Digital information.
Digital information.
Yep.
You heard, you heard that,
Yep.
guys?
So yeah,
Digital information.
AKJ3 is saying, yeah, so AI lawyers in court. That's correct. So imagine how many times you've had a lawyer in court and the prosecution comes up with something that your attorney just isn't ready for. Well, there's probably a loophole or workaround in the law book, but the law book is so extensive, there's not a single solitary person on this planet that knows the law book verbatim by memory, but AI does. So whenever you're in court, an AI lawyer can represent you 1,000 times better than any physical human being lawyer can. So if you have a legal problem, put it in the chat GPT, and I guarantee you in a matter of 30 seconds to a minute, chat GPT will give you the solution or the workaround or the loophole, just like that. Or let's say you want to do your taxes and the IRS is about to audit you. No problem. Turn to artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence has already read the entire tax code, and it'll tell you what you'll need to do in order to take care of that. So in terms of what artificial intelligence can do, it is simply incredible. Or to put this into perspective, right now, the computers that we used to use, computers that we're using right now, have been working on mathematical problems that would take that computer, probably 200 years to actually figure out. Now we have quantum computers and artificial generative intelligence, which is a step beyond what we're using right now in terms of just artificial intelligence. And now those supercomputers and those quantum computers can solve that same math problem in a matter of minutes, whereas old school computers, it would take old school computers almost 200 years. So you can see just how powerful AI is. And if you're not getting ready for this, it's going to be a wipeout. All right.
You see, AK asked you another question.
Why would people need your book if they could just use AI respectfully? So people are going to be looking for information. And if they turn to AI just for that information, then they're going to have to put in prompts and sit and wait for the answer to all of those questions. And so they're going to take a shortcut. They're just going to go look for the publication to that information instead of trying to just get AI to answer all of those questions. So if you want a book on how to start, if you want the information on how to start dominating TikTok and making money on TikTok, you're not going to go to AI because you're not even going to know all the right questions you need to ask. You're going to go and purchase an ebook that already has everything laid out for you that you wouldn't even think of asking AI. So that's why people are going to turn to digital information. Right now, ebooks are crushing it. Like, to give you an example, in all of human history, there were only paperback books. So you either had to physically purchase a book in order to find the information. And there's a quote that says, all the best information in human knowledge is hidden away inside of books, right? So over the past 5 years, what has happened is now with ebooks and audiobooks, more people are buying and reading books than ever, because now those books can be instantly downloaded straight to your iPhone or your Samsung Galaxy or whatever phone you have, your iPad, your desktop, or you can just listen in your Apple earbuds, right? So you don't have to go search for the information. The information is already there. Whereas if you turn and you start looking for that information on AI, now you got to think of what questions you need to ask it. And then you got to go through that rigmarole. Whereas in a published book, somebody has already thought about all of that and it's already available there for you. So that's why people are going to always go and purchase a book on what they want to know before they turn to AI. AI will just be a backup to answering, if you want to know like short questions, like why does the sun always rise in the east instead of the west? And so AI can break that down in a matter of seconds. But if you want a total explanation of our solar system and the universe, you're just going to buy a book that explains everything in a digestible format.
Yes, another question.
Yes, yeah. So he got the point. Yeah, structured knowledge.
Okay, yeah,
he got it. Is already there. Yeah. So if the structure and the framework is there, you don't have to build on it. Like if you wanted to learn how to become a digital nomad and travel the world and work remotely, you wouldn't even know what to ask AI and where to start. Where somebody has already published an entire book and they've already laid everything out for you. And so when you read the book, you'll be like, oh, okay, I wouldn't even have even thought to even ask AI that or to fact check that. So yeah, that's the advantage. And pretty soon, this is the new medium because now book sales are exploding because everybody wants that knowledge. Yeah. Hold it up again, Philly Dom.
Showed it to him.
Yes, sir. Yep. Unfiltered behind the scenes of YouTube. So if you would use artificial intelligence to ask ask about behind the scenes YouTube creation, you wouldn't even know what questions to start with. But if you pick up Philly Dom's book, he's going to give you insight that you would never even think to ask artificial intelligence in a million years. And so there you go. That's why books are king, because books contain all of human knowledge, but it's hidden away. And that is a secret to becoming successful. Like the difference between community college and Ivy League schools is just better information. Ivy League schools force you to read. They point you directly to the knowledge. Whereas if you go to community college, reading is optional. And so that's why some people just, you know, they don't learn, or when they graduate high school, they drop out and they quit learning because at that point they're burnt out. But you should never stop learning because learning is your key to being successful in this life. And everybody is vibing and trying to position themselves for success. And it's a doggy dog world. So, if you don't get to the party early and get a good seat, you're gonna be standing up. So you got just put in the work, get there first, and be consistent. All right, I think that
indeed.
answers all the questions, correct?
Yeah, that ends it. That ends it for sure.
Okay,
That was
okay. So
good
again,
presentation.
Dom has put up the link, and that link will be active for the next 72 hours. So you could jump in, and I'll send you a welcome email, and I can get you started on your way to changing your life through my publisher's dream system. And it's one of the best systems put together on the planet. Took me a year and a half to put everything in it. And so over the next week or so, you're going to see Philly Dom's new channel debut and his audio books uploaded to his YouTube channel. And then he might get brand new because his revenue going to go way up. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's gonna be a good thing. All right. So I think we've wrapped it up. And I want to thank you again, Philly Dom. It's been a while. And
No
welcome
problem,
home.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Oh
you're going to
yeah.
enjoy Ho Chi Minh City.
Oh yeah. It's cool. Been here a while now. Oh,
When
I've
you
been here a
applied
while.
for your visa for Vietnam, how long did it take them to
Oh,
approve
I
it?
came like in 2 days.
Okay, yep, that's what it said,
I
about
got, I got
48
a
hours.
little. I got a connect here to help me make it go fast.
Yeah. So if you've never traveled to Vietnam before, you have to apply for your visa before you go, and it could take 2 days for them to approve you. So once you
Sometimes
land in
a week.
Vietnam,
It'd be
you
a week
have to
sometimes.
have it. If not, they will turn you around.
Yeah, it could be a week too.
Yep, it can be longer sometimes if they need to look at more information or something looks off or something looks wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're traveling to Thailand within the next year or so, Thailand is also checking once you arrive that you have enough money in your bank account to support yourself. Because over the years, what people have been doing is coming to Thailand, and once they get here, they don't have enough money, so they go out and start working and find themselves a job. And you cannot work in Thailand unless you have a work visa. So they just turned away several people who flew into the country and didn't have enough money to support themselves for their length of stay here. So Thailand is now checking everything. Traveling and moving around the world is becoming a little bit more difficult now.
How much they talking? They want to see.
So I don't know the exact amount, but for the retirement visa, you need to show that you have 65,000 baht per month, and that's only about $700, and that would right there would probably last you about a good 2 weeks. So it just depends on how you live, because you can find a 1 bedroom apartment in a real nice building for anywhere between 13,000, maybe somewhere like that. So between 350, $600, you can find a nice apartment or a hotel. So you at least have to have money for that, and if you're staying longer, you're gonna have to have more money. How you doing,
Oh
Marilyn?
wow. You're
Yeah,
seeing that
so
live, yeah.
Maryland is just now seeing the new book concept, and yeah, it's explosive, Maryland. It's 10 times better than what I initially put together when AI started back in early 2023.
Uh,
Yep.
AKA ask your question too. Another question.
Okay. I don't see it. Oh, look, there it is. Do you know the assumed daily rate? B assumed daily rate for what? AK. He was asking me about the assumed daily rate, but I need more clarification on his question. The
What the
daily
rate
rate
is here.
for how much money you need to have to survive in Thailand, or the daily rate for publishing.
Yeah, I don't know. You said a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see what I
Oh,
can
the
do.
Thailand visa. Okay, so the applying for the Thailand visa is free. It's called the TDAT, the Thailand Digital Arrival Card. So that's free. And when you get here, you'll just show them the QR code that you filled out for the Thailand digital visa. And then when you get here, they'll give you a stamp for 60 days. And then after that 60 days, you can do a border run, or no, you only have to do a border run just then. You could actually reapply and get an extension for 30 days. So you'll be here at least 90 days. Most people at least stay at least 90 days. So for 90 days, you'll need to show at least 3 months worth of income in your bank account. So at 65,000 baht per month, let me see, 3,000, 30, let me see, 300, 10,000, 10, 10, 10. Okay, so 10,000 baht per is $300. So 6 times 3, that's gonna be, yeah. So you're gonna need about $2,000 per month, probably to show in your bank account. That I would say
Okay.
that would be the safe end. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what Brazil was doing. Brazil was doing the same. Brazil
yeah,
is doing the same with that. They're doing the same.
yeah, yeah.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. Yeah.
It's not bad. Yeah, because everybody trying to go to Thailand. So they
Yeah, and they just want to, see, because they've had some horror stories happen. Because here I watched the Thailand news, and they found one man who was a foreigner living in the sewers, and things that got so bad for him that
oh, that's
he was on
crazy.
drugs. Yeah, living in the sewer. Yeah, and they had to go in and pull him out. He didn't even want to come out. Or another thing that happens a lot that you don't see televised on international television or news is that here in Pattaya and Bangkok, you have a lot of high rises, and
Okay.
you come here and you get caught up and you mismanage your money, and next thing you know, you run out of money and you're broke and you don't have enough money to fly back home. There's a
You're
lot
flying
of
to
people
Vietnam.
who decide that they're going to see whether or not they can fly, and they make that jump off that balcony, and they unalive themselves, because it's a discouraging feeling to be in a foreign country and run out of money, and you don't even have enough money to buy food from day to day.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, it's not a situation. What's up, Mike Goals? Yeah, it's not a
Greetings
situation
there.
that you want to be in. So
Wow.
yeah, and also here in Thailand, there's a lot of romance scams, both on the internet and in person. So,
Okay.
if you meet, a young lady or a young man, whatever your preference is, you
Yeah.
know, make sure that you're not perceptive to offering up money, because next thing you know, they will be in your pockets and everything will be gone. Some of the horror stories that I've heard and read about are crazy. People, their whole life savings being just stolen from them, right under their
Unbelievable.
nose. And then next thing you know, they end up destitute and they got to find a way to fly back home and start over.
That's crazy. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Scopolamine, Queens, and Columbia. Yeah. Very dangerous situation. Yeah. And it could easily take your life. Yeah. And they don't really empty out. Well,
They
sometimes,
don't
yeah,
even
they get
see.
access to your cell phones. And sometimes people just get straight up kidnapped and they'll, try to get access to your bank accounts, your cell phone, and drain you of everything. So again,
Wow.
when you're traveling, you just have to be, careful. You got to have what's called situational awareness of everything
You're
around you.
100%.
Yep.
100%.
Always try to hang out with a group of people because there's safety in numbers. If you're always by yourself, you look like an easy victim.
If you got
I've been
numbers,
fortunate. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, hang out in numbers. I've been fortunate because, man, I've been to 5 continents: Europe, Africa, South America, Asia, and North America. I've been to Canada and Mexico and over 30 other countries.
Hmm.
And, I've never had anything, happen to me. Now, I was just talking to Philly Don where another YouTuber was robbed in Africa, in
Yeah.
Johannesburg, at
Yeah.
gunpoint. Yeah. So, you got to be careful because some people just want the easy way out. Yeah, Mike goes is saying that I'm very timely. He sent me a email inquiry about my business, and I read the email and I responded back to him. I respond back to everybody. I'm very transparent. I'm not hiding from nobody. I'm not in any type of trouble. I don't do no scams or no frauds. I've just been helping people try to learn business on the internet or e-commerce for over 10 years now. Yeah. Yep. So AKJ3 is asking me, have I been in Thailand since I left Brazil? Actually, I left Brazil. I went back home to the United States to reset for a little bit during the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Then I went to Costa Rica, and then I came back, grabbed a few of my, a little bit more of my luggage, and then I went to Africa. I went to Kenya and Tanzania, and it was a great time. Yeah, it was. I've been to Africa multiple times, so it was a great trip. If you've never been to the motherland, you got to put that on your
Gotta go.
bucket. Got to
Yeah.
put it on your bucket list. Yeah, because what you see on the news is in the media, that is not Africa. I mean, they do have some parts that look just like that, but for the most part, Africa is a modern country. They're catching up to everybody else. Yeah. So good food in Africa. You're gonna fit right in. If you're African American, and all you have to do is just stay out of trouble.
It
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But I think the best time I had was when I hooked up with Philly Dom in Brazil. Man, we
Brazil,
had a
good
good
time.
time. Yeah,
Good
he was
time
like
in
my
Brazil.
mentor because it was my
Yeah.
first time in Brazil. He had already been there 6 months, so he was able to show me around, introduce me to people, and it just made getting acclimated a lot easier.
Yeah, make it a lot easier when you land somewhere and you got people there already. Makes it a
Yeah,
lot easier.
yeah. The only thing I can say is that he was a bad influence on me because he had me hanging out in those Brazilian streets every night. Every night we were going
Yeah,
out, but it was fun. It was so much fun, man.
yeah,
So
we
much
doing our
fun.
thing out there.
Yeah, yeah,
Doing our thing out there.
Yeah, and Philly, the people know him worldwide from his YouTube channel. So we would just be walking down the street in Brazil, randomly during the day on the beach or at night, and you hear somebody say, "Yo, Philly Dom,"
I like,
and
damn,
yeah, and
that's
so that's
probably
how big
crazy.
he's gotten. Yeah,
Yeah,
and his notoriety is continue to grow.
yeah. AK said,
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, we're the reason why he went out to Salvador Bahia,
Salvador
Brazil.
Bahia, Brazil. Yeah, it's a different vibe there.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta make it back to Salvador too. That was a vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Salvador.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. Philly down. I used to go to this little club right down the street from our little
Yeah,
penthouse, and we
yeah.
would post up in VIP and drink and dance.
Hang out.
Man, it was a good time. Yeah, good food.
Yeah,
We would go to this little. It was like a grocery store, but it was more like a warehouse. And
yeah,
we about $500, and we
yeah.
had a kitchen upstairs and a pool in the penthouse. And man, we would stack it up. We'd had
Have a good
beer and
time.
alcohol, full bar, candy, everything. We're like some
Yeah,
big kids.
yeah. Brazil, good place, man. Still my
Yeah,
favorite country. Still my
yeah,
favorite country.
yeah.
Still my favorite country.
AKJ3, how long were you in Salvador?
Yeah. He was in J3 was in El Salvador, Salvador Bahia.
Yeah. No place quite like it. We went on
Yeah,
tours and
so that's
everything.
still my favorite so far. It could change
Yeah.
when I get to Africa. It could change.
It sure will. Yeah.
Or,
Africa
visit
has a
some other
lot of
places in
beauty.
Asia. It could
Okay,
change.
yeah, 6 days and Brazil 4 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, that's how we did it. Yeah. Spend a little time in Rio and then or Sao Paulo and then make your way up to Salvador Bahia. Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to Salvador
Lots of fun.
Bahia.
All right. So I think we've answered all the questions. So I don't know what time it is. Well, I know it's late, getting late in the United States,
Well,
but it's
nine.
early.
If they on the East Coast, it's 9:46 p.m. I got it down to a science now.
Okay, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
9:46 on the East Coast. If they're on that West Coast, we talking West Coast. We talking like I got it on my other phone. West Coast. Somebody on the West Coast. It's
Okay.
two. Let me see. 5:46 p.m. on that West Coast.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going back to bed myself because it's early in the morning here in Thailand.
I'm gonna
So
tell them why I'm down and out, man. They don't know. I've been going through it these last couple of days, guys, but I'm gonna do a live on it right now. And after this, once I get off here, let them know what
yeah,
happened.
man. Yeah, take some charcoal pills, flush out, that
System,
your
yeah,
stomach is poisoning.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting back together again.
Yeah.
Putting piece of Humpty Dumpty back together again.
That's how you do it. All right, Master
He's out.
Wayne signing out, reminding you to do what you love and master what you do.
Peace out. I'm gonna end it.